Hey everyone, I'm Joe Biden's husband. But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box.
No thanks, go ahead, you keep it. I'm out.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Ah, poor little Mark Cuban. He made his bed and now he's got to sleep in it. He decided to get in bed with the Democrats, and now I guess he's realizing that there's no air conditioning, the mattress has all kinds of stains and is totally infested with bed bugs, and he's looking around, probably questioning what the hell did I get myself into? Now of course we know the Democrat Blue Anon shills and the online pundits have all been running their mouths about how Trump voters must regret their decision. It's a complete disaster, the GOP's about to tank. That's what James Carville said, actually. He thinks in 5 to 6 weeks, the Republican Party is going to completely implode. I know there's a lot of shills saying that kind of thing, even though Trump's approval is at the highest level ever. You know, Democrats are in the full-on copium stage. But anyways, this narrative that Trump supporters are regretting their decision clearly isn't true, but you know who really is regretting their decision? Yeah, Mark Cuban. To be honest, he's probably regretting a whole lot of things, and probably especially regretting ever purchasing these glasses. Yeah, it seems like Mark Cuban's out here with some serious buyer's remorse, but again, like a typical Democrat, he can't quite put his finger on it. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so here's the video that popped up on my timeline. Take a look.
The Democrats can't sell where Donald Trump can sell. You know, if you gave the Democrats a dollar bill and said you can sell these for 50 cents, they would hire 50 people to decide if they really, to try to figure out how to do it, and then would not know how to sell a dollar bill for 50 cents. If you gave it to Donald Trump and said sell this dollar bill for $2, he'd figure out a way. Right? He'd tell you that $2 bill is, is huge.
Quote, the Democrats can't sell. Wow, what genius insight, little Marky. Really breaking news there, right? Really breaking new ground. But again, this notion that I keep seeing from leftoids, Andrew Schulz said the same thing the other day, or alluded to something quite similar. The idea that all Democrats need to do is figure out how to sell is a complete joke. You know, even Pete Buttigieg said something similar. We need to get our message out there. We need to get in the tradwife internet realm. The delusion is just so strong with these people. But really what I think their main issue is here is that they're trying to skip a step. See, before you get to the point of selling something, probably the most important thing you need is having an actual quality product. And obviously the Democrats don't. They have absolute garbage policies that nobody really wants. The vast majority of Americans reject what the Democrats are selling. But instead of listening to people, Democrats continue to double down, and now their thought process is, we need to be real good salesmen. What do you mean? You need to be a con artist? You're trying to sell something to the American people that they don't actually want? And so you're more focused on sales tactics than actual good policy? It's unbelievable. These leftoids are the least genuine people on planet Earth. I swear they're the fakest, biggest political frauds you could imagine. It's either complete stupidity or uncontrollable narcissism. It's one of the two. Either they're too dumb to realize that their policies are horrible and they keep thinking, well, what we really need is better salesmanship, or they're just such incredible narcissists, and so they're still convincing themselves that they have the real platform. They've got exactly what the people want, right? That Bernie Sanders saying, the overwhelming majority of the American public agree with literally everything that I say. They're complete narcissists, and they've convinced themselves that everybody agrees with them, but the problem isn't them, no, the problem is their lack of salesmanship, and of course, misinformation and Elon Musk. They just don't get it.
Where we are talking about what we're going to do and we're talking about what we are doing. But a matter of amplifying those things is a lot more difficult. And I think that it's important that those of us that sit in Congress have to figure out what is really the best way for us to communicate. And we've got to settle into that and recognize that not everyone's going to sit on a podcast, not everyone's going to be social media savvy, but they are going to have to find their communication lane. And so I do think that it is something that we struggle with. We know right now we obviously have X that's owned by Elon. We've also got the other news network that I won't name and some other things. So there's an actual ecosystem that pumps out this disinformation consistently on behalf of them.
Yeah, it's the ecosystem that the right has created. That's why we're losing. Come on. You guys control the ecosystem. I mean, holy frick. We have one social media platform. We have X. And apparently that means everything. Meanwhile, they control the entire legacy media, Hollywood, the majority of social media companies, even still to this day, the Google algorithm. I mean, the list goes on. They also also have way more money and spend a whole lot more on events and ads, but for some reason, the problem is the ecosystem that the right has created. What a complete farce. I think what you mean is the right has an actual grassroots movement that propels good ideas online and convince people to vote for Donald Trump. It's not the same thing. And all of this is kind of connected. You know, Mark Cuban is basically saying our issue is messaging, then Jasmine Crockett says the same thing, but Earth to Jasmine, you're the frickin' problem. Oh, I wonder why we're struggling to pull in new voters and convince people to come to our side. Meanwhile, Jasmine Crockett pushing her latest messaging campaign.
And we know, like, this isn't me trying to throw shade, these are just the facts. When you look at who's voting for who, the less educated folk, and when I say educated, I'm not even talking about formal education. I'm talking about people that literally don't want to read and enlighten themselves on facts. Those are the people that typically vote for the Republicans, and it's one of the reasons that we have to stop writing in theses as Democrats, right? Like, we want to give you every single little detail that we can find so that you can have all the information. But the reality is that the average person that is going out there and voting, they're not paying attention to that.
I wonder why we can't break through. Meanwhile, Democrats continue to act like total, unhinged narcissists and bigots. Those Republicans, yeah, the real problem is we're just so smart and they can't read. Oh, Lord. What is that? And the worst part is the person that's insulting our intelligence, well, can't even really seem to wrap her head around basic economic and monetary policy concepts.
There is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government, though.
I'm not going to say that there's a lot. I'm going to say that it does exist. I'm going to say that it exists. I don't think that there's a lot. I think
So why are we so in debt then?
we're in debt because we decide that we're going to reduce the income.
Wow, Jasmine Crockett, you really have a great grasp of how things work now, don't you? What a complete farce. And actually, Ilhan Omar said something similar recently.
These people are just idiots. I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing, not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived.
Just absolutely pathetic. The Democrats have one problem. It's them. It's literally just them. Their ideas suck, their track records suck, their policies suck, and yet they walk around with their chest out and their head high, acting like they're the kings and queens of the universe. They know everything. They're the best. Nobody should ever question them. If you question them, you're a bigot spreading conspiracy theories who should be silenced online. What a complete joke. And obviously, Mark Cuban is desperate and flailing, clearly regretting his decision, and now trying to be a thought leader in the Democrat Party to turn things around. Come on, guys. We just need to be salespeople. But I don't know, Mark. You chose your side. You made your bed. And now I think it's just time to lay in it. Or, just refrain from talking about politics and go back to being a rich douche canoe and just call it a day, will ya? Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.